Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like, subscribe, and share. And share this video with someone who you feel needs it. Let's talk about the power of the subconscious mind. I've had people contact me or constantly asking me, why do they do the affirmations? Why do they have to repeat them? What is exactly what's happening when they do the affirmations? The subconscious mind is really what controls, I'm going to say 95% of our life. So, like, people think when you was a child, the hurt or the trauma or the belief that you had then no longer affects your life. But that's totally the furthest thing from the truth. So let me give you an example. Say when you were a child, you formed the belief that money is evil. So when you get older, that belief still lies in your subconscious mind. And the belief that money is evil will actually block you from having money. You might say as an adult, oh, I don't believe that money is evil. But as a child, that belief was formed, and it doesn't go away unless you move it. So that belief is still there that money is evil. So let me give you an example. A long time ago, I had this student that we were talking about. I was telling her that she said that in the last 10 years, God hadn't been there for her, that she believed that God had abandoned her. I explained to her that God can never abandon you because you are one with that. So how can something that you are one with abandon you? She said, I said, are you still believing that God is sitting on the throne? She says, oh no, I'm much more intelligent than that. I have a master's degree. Surely I know that God is not sitting on a throne. So I asked her a few more questions that you could tell from her answers that she did believe that God was on a throne. When she realized that, she said to me, you know, I used to believe that when I was younger, but I'm an adult now. I know that God is not sitting on a throne watching me. But when she thought about it and went over her beliefs in her life, she called me back a couple of days later and said, oh my God, you are right. I used to have that belief that God is sitting on the throne, and that belief is still there. So in other words, she had formed this belief when she was younger, and she hadn't done anything to remove that belief, so that belief was still there. Even though she felt she was a grown-ass woman now, with a master's degree, she was a teacher, she wouldn't, think anything like that. She knew that wasn't true. But yet, it was ruling her entire life, that belief, because she had formed it when she was younger and the belief was still there. So all of the beliefs that we have formed when we was a child, if you haven't changed those beliefs are still there. Okay? What do I mean by change those beliefs? Now, if she believes, let's say, I'm just going to, for example, lecturing purposes, I'm going to make some examples and by ages, but all this is example. So let's say that by one time she was 18, she believed that God was sitting on the throne, okay? So let's say at the age of 25, she realized, oh, God is not just sitting there all day watching me. He's not really sitting on the throne. So now she had to believe, let's say that she had to believe that God was everywhere. Let's just hypothetically say that God was everywhere. So when she began to actively, believe that, live that, feel that belief that God is everywhere, then the belief that she had formed when she was 17, that God is sitting on the throne, would gradually go away. But if she hadn't changed, that's what I mean by change the belief, take on a new belief that supersedes that belief. But let's say she never changed that belief, and so she always went to life thinking that God was just sitting on the throne. Surely when whatever she felt it was that had 10 years ago, that she felt that God had abandoned her, because this is what she felt, that God had abandoned her, she would have, so she took that belief on that God had abandoned her, so then she believed that God could abandon her because God was separate from her, because God lives on the throne. You see what I'm saying? This all kind of going in together, okay? So when she changed that belief, me and her talking, and she realized that she even had it, then she realized, well, that's ridiculous. I know God is not sitting on the throne watching me all day. Even though intelligently she understood that. But the belief was formed inside of her that it was true, even though she knew, you know what I'm saying? Even though she knew intelligently it wasn't true, she still felt or had the belief that it was. So we have to change our belief, or the subconscious mind will continue to hold on to that belief that you had as a child, okay? Your subconscious mind deals in repetition. Okay, so the first time in feeling, so the first time you say something, let's say, I'm going to be rich, you say that. So the first time you say it, maybe you just say, I'm going to be rich, no big deal, I'm going to be rich. The subconscious mind perks up, hears that. When you say it again, yeah, I'm going to be rich, the subconscious mind begins to listen to that. When you say it again, yes, I'm going to be rich, the subconscious mind listens again and begins to put it into action. Now let's just say you say it with feeling, I'm going to be rich. The first time you say that with feeling, the subconscious mind immediately gets to work and begins to make that true. So let's think of your subconscious mind as your genie. It is your genie. It's a genie in a magical body, which is yours, or in whatever you want to say it's in a magical cup or magical place. But this genie will give you anything you want as long as you express it through 1, repetition, and 2, feeling. Or should I say 1, repetition or feeling? Because again, the more you say it with feeling, the more it's going to happen immediately. My daughter was telling me a story where her car was about to get repossessed. She didn't know it. She was so angry that they were coming to get, her car. She was going to be without a car. She said it with so much feeling, not intending, she didn't know what was going on, that this would actually change the course of what was happening. She just said it was feeling, nobody's going to come and get my car, with deep feeling. She said about 5 minutes later, somebody had called her, which she could borrow, because she had been trying to borrow the money to get it, and she couldn't get it. Somebody called her 5 minutes later. She was able to get the money. It stopped the repossession right there. Why did that happen? Because she said it with feeling. With feeling. And immediately, the subconscious mind went to work to stop somebody from getting her car, because she said nobody would ever take her car. So the subconscious mind immediately stepped in to take it. So when you say it with the feeling, is your number 1 attribute. And so therefore, when you say it with feeling, it's automatically going to put everything to a stop. Now let's say you don't say it with feeling. Then if you say it with repetition, then it's like that goes into the affirmation. You're saying it with repetition. And what happens? The subconscious mind steps in, and whatever it is you're affirming, it brings it to pass. So now let's talk about how your beliefs and feelings draw, let's say your mate. Let's use an example as your relationship, your personal life relationship between a man and a woman, that type of relationship. Okay. So let's say in your life you've been hurt a lot. So you form the belief that men are, let's say if you're a woman, men are no good. They're going to cheat on you anyway. And in the long run, you're going to be hurt. So these are the beliefs that you have. When you go out to actually try to meet a man, what happens? Your subconscious mind is like a radar, and it draws to you those beliefs that you have. He's going to cheat on me anyway. He's going to hurt me, and he's not going to be any good. So what happens? Your radar, which is your subconscious mind, it draws a man to you with exactly those credentials that you believe. Let's say the same thing if you're a woman. If you feel, if you're a man and you think all women are gold diggers. So when you get ready to start looking for that woman that you want to spend your life with, what is going to happen? Your subconscious mind works as a radar, so that's the first requirement they're going to bring to you. A woman who is a gold digger. Do you see how your beliefs affect what's happening in your life? One belief that I know a lot of women have is that there's a shortage of men. So if you believe there's a shortage of men, you're not going to have an abundant supply of men. Now, one of my cousins, she never had that belief that there was an abundance, that there was a man shortage. She told me that she always believed that there's an abundance of men. This girl is not, she's not going to win a beauty pageant, let's say. This is my cousin, but she's not going to win a beauty pageant. But men come to her out of the woodworks. Why is that? Because she has the belief that there's an abundance of men. Now, let's say my daughter, who will win a beauty contest, is having a very difficult time meeting the right kind of man for her. She always meets men that's going to cheat or cheat on her, okay? Her belief is different because she believes that all good men are taken. And so that's what happens. In her life, every time she meets somebody that's halfway decent, what happens? They're married or they're living with someone. Okay? Now let's get to her second belief. Her second belief is that all men are going to cheat. So my daughter told me, actually, that she feels that all men are going to cheat, therefore, she might as well cheat first. So what happens? Every man that she meets is a cheater. Why is that? Because she has that belief, so the subconscious mind has already put on his radar. Let me find a man that's going to cheat. Let me find a cheater. Let me find a cheater. Now, he could be nice to her. He could treat her good, be financially supportive, but he's going to be a cheater because that is what she's asked for. Even though consciously she has not opened her mouth and said, oh, I want a man that cheats, or I know all men, all men cheat, so that's what I'm going to get. It's because that belief is already formed in her subconscious mind. And that is what she's going to get. So your subconscious mind is really extremely powerful. And even though you say, I want a good man, but your belief is all men cheat. So what's going to happen? The subconscious mind is going to bring you a good man. Not a good man, a nice man, but he's going to cheat. So you'll say, oh no, but I said that I wanted a good man. But the belief is so strong that all men are going to cheat, so that belief will supersede your belief that, I want a nice man. Because this is what you believe. And it's so tightly ingrained in you that you believe that. Now, let's say if my daughter changed that belief and she realized, you know what, I've been wrong all these years. I don't believe anymore that men are going to cheat. Then that requirement will fall off her belief, off her list, and the subconscious mind, when it goes looking, like for a man, when she wants a man, that credential has fallen off that all men cheat. So then it won't look to give me a man to cheat. Now, I know you might think, oh my God, this sounds so ridiculous, but it's true. I'm sorry, I'll have to make a part 2 out of this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good week.